Hey y'all, I'm Marisa Forrest here to tell you about my feature screenplay, Closer to Fine. Logline. Lady Bird meets the catcher in the rye. As she wavers between championing individuality and seeking acceptance, a 15-year-old girl acts out but fails to recognize that her behavior may have very serious consequences. A semi-accurate recollection of the writer's adolescence. Elevator pitch. Set in 1989, Closer to Fine tells a universal yet uniquely female coming-of-age story. Alyssa Green copes with the mental health struggles she suffered since her father's untimely death. She may be more intelligent, sophisticated, and witty than her peers, but these traits manifest as elitism, haughtiness, and condescension, leaving her with few friends. Coupled with a toxic family dynamic, Alyssa navigates life with little guidance or companionship. She finds solace in pop culture, art, music, TV, books, films, and fashion. While these interests may be great creative outlets, they distract Alyssa from her very real-world problems. She's failing classes and defies authority, including refusing to communicate with her mother. Acting with such obstinance, Alyssa becomes her own worst enemy and fails to recognize that her behavior may have very serious consequences. As a contrast to the masculine angst of The Catcher in the Rye, this semi-autobiographical account of the writer's childhood offers a powerful female perspective of adolescence. So I'd like to share a little bit more about Closer to Fine's origin story. In summer 2022, I asked myself, who is the female Holden Caulfield? By that, I mean, which fictional female character exemplifies teen angst like J.D. Salinger's protagonist from his novel, The Catcher in the Rye? For decades, men, mostly white cis hetero men, have identified with Holden's loneliness and isolation. So I reviewed literature, Judy Blume, Alice Walker, Jane Austen, film, the heroines of all the John Hughes movies, Lady Bird, Eighth Grade, The Edge of 17, and television shows like Euphoria and My So-Called Life. But there's really no female coming-of-age character whose name is as iconic. So I reread my high school copy of Catcher in the Rye, and I realized that I had faced many of the same challenges as Holden Caulfield. So I decided to write my story. So as you can see, the gestation was truly organic. And since my experience was analogous to Holden's ordeal, I considered it very important to share from a female perspective. Holden's masculine malaise, manifested as anger and despondence, is replaced with malleable melancholy, illustrated by creativity and individuality. Constructing a narrative with such verisimilitude was an emotional journey for me. Poignant, amusing, upsetting, but ultimately cathartic. Without giving away the unusual ending, Closer to Fine allows girls to feel seen and connected as they cope with the difficulties of adolescence. And now enjoy an excerpt from Closer to Fine. Exterior high school morning. Title card, January 1989. A taxi stops and Alyssa, now 15, gets out. The bowl-cut glasses and buck teeth have been replaced with Aquanet frozen tresses, contact lenses, and a perfect smile. Her stylish outfit definitely has an edge.
Yes, that's me. The swan shit is barely 8 months old. Don't think I woke up the morning after that party looking like Winnie from the Wonder Years. The next 4 years were complete chaos, and my appearance was the only thing I could control.
Through a window, Beth, now 15, sees Alyssa exit the cab. Alyssa stops to check her reflection in the glass doors.
In middle school, hormones raged and looks mattered. The beast was persona non grata. Since she was asleep at the wheel, I took the power back, grew my hair, devoured every fashion magazine, and spent my allowance on makeup. I won by default, but I'll take it. I was doing her a favor.
A bell sounds, but Alyssa continues applying lip gloss.
A month before we finished 8th grade, off went the braces and in went the contacts. Now I sparkle. And I'm a self-conscious monster. Maybe being invisible has its merits. Nah, fuck that.
Interior high school office, morning. On the office wall is a cheeky Every Woman's Fantasy calendar open to December 1988. The beefcake guy ironing a shirt is a stark contrast to the humorless school secretary, Mrs. Dunn.
You're late. Again. Got a note?
No.
Alyssa signs herself in on a clipboard.
You look tired.
Alyssa motions to the calendar on the wall.
It's January.
Interior high school algebra class, morning. Alyssa enters and the algebra teacher gives her a nasty look.
We've identified the slope. We've found the y-intercept, and now we put them in the equation.
A sympathetic student points to a graph in Alyssa's book.
Tonight's assignment. Let me know if you need any help.
He passes out graded quizzes. At Alyssa, he holds up his empty hands and gives her a sarcastic smile. She frowns. Interior high school gifted class, day. Alyssa sits in a classroom with round tables rather than desks. On the wall, gifted and talented enrichment program.
I've known these kids since 3rd grade. We took some tests and they isolated us from the herd. They called us gifted. We do special projects and stuff. I don't know exactly what they're expecting, but maybe we'll cure cancer or build a time machine or something. One guy figured out the physics of breakdancing, so I guess we're saving mankind.
Amongst this collective of geeky adolescents is a handsome boy with a square jaw and clear skin. This is Paul.
Paul won the genetic lottery. Hot, smart, unaffected.
Paul joins Alyssa, Kyle, Gordon, and Tanya.
She's the best SAT tutor in town.
She tutored the past 3 valedictorians, and they went to Stanford, Dartmouth, and Yale.
What about MIT?
Of course. Paul, what's your first choice?
Dunno. My parents went to UVA, but I'm thinking the Art Institute of Chicago. Walt Disney went there.
3 jaws hang open. Kyle turns back to Gordon and Tanya.
Call her or she'll get booked up.
They don't even glance at Alyssa. She leans over to Paul.
To them, art school is basically clown college.
Maybe I'll skip college and join the circus.
They'll think you're serious. Our whole lives are mapped out. The next 3 years are study, masturbate, repeat.
Even Tanya?
Especially Tanya. Can you imagine the sounds coming from her bedroom when she gets into MIT? Her parents will think she's watching a nature documentary.
Paul stifles his laughter as Mrs. Harris passes out papers. GTEP Media Project.
This semester, you're doing a media project that represents how you expect to see yourself come graduation. It shouldn't be literal about which college you'll attend or your career goals, but rather a visualization of how you expect to grow as a person. You'll select the medium, photography, painting, it's up to you. You'll have access to any school resources, and progress reports are due on the dates listed. I'll provide the guidance, but ultimately the interpretation is entirely yours.
Awesome.
Is there a test at the end?
It's pass-fail based on your final presentation.
No grade? That'll screw up my GPA.
This is not Mrs. Harris's first rodeo with apoplectic overachievers.
Kyle, not everything is quantifiable. Less left brain and more right brain this time. Proposals are due Wednesday.
Maybe I'll do claymation, like the California Raisins. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I really love fashion, so maybe something with clothes.
Alyssa catches Tanya rolling her eyes.
But like fashion and art, high fashion. They call it editorial.
Alyssa, can we meet?
Alyssa crosses the room to Mrs. Harris.
We cannot repeat last semester. You know I wasn't supposed to give you an extension. Miss the deadlines and you'll fail. No excuses. Understand?
Alyssa nods.
This is an opportunity to showcase your artistic vision. Everyone can see how talented you are.
Let's not overwhelm them. They're still getting used to my new face.
Interior high school cafeteria day. In the center of the cacophonous cafeteria sit 15-year-old Paige, Beth, and Shannon sipping matching Diet Cokes. Alyssa is at the same table, but she's clearly outside their exclusive huddle. With no one hanging on her every word, she flips through Sassy magazine. Times have changed.
They're taller and filled out in chest, not in mind.
You want my fries?
Paige shoves gum in her mouth.
God, no. These jeans are tight and I just got them.
Food noise. They all have it. Their moms have it. Fucked up body image passed down from generation to generation. Did you get them for Christmas?
The girls turn in unison.
What?
Did you get those jeans for Christmas? They're cute. Paige secretly writes down what she wears so she never repeats outfits. If she had my innate style, getting dressed would be effortless. She always tries way too hard.
I did. Thanks. What'd you get?
You know she's Jewish.
An uncomfortable beat as Margot rushes over. She's evolved from cute to pretty, an annoying unicorn that skipped the awkward stage. When Alyssa abdicated her 5th grade throne, Margot took the crown. She waves a cream envelope.
I got it. Oh my God, you did?
Alyssa perks up.
The Society Club cordially invites you to the Magnolia Ball. Please RSVP as soon as possible since this exclusive event is limited to 100 young ladies. I already mailed mine back and I'm going shopping after school.
Alyssa swallows hard. What is this ball of which they speak?
It's not till the end of March.
I don't care. I want the perfect dress. I heard the invitations are mailed alphabetically, so I'm sure yours will come today.
But you're Walker and I'm Anderson.
Maybe they got mixed up. I know yours will come soon. Just send it back right away so we all get in.
I'm sure we're all getting invited.
If Doug's mom's in Society Club, can't she tell you? You're his girlfriend.
I told you, she's sworn to secrecy.
Society Club is some housewives pretending they're Truman Capote swans, a baseless organization wielding power like the Stepford wives carrying the nuclear codes. Répondez, s'il vous plaît.
8 eyeballs turn to her.
RSVP. It's French.
Don't you take Spanish?
I'm definitely asking the new guy, Paul. He's so hot. We watched him play tennis all summer.
Off Alyssa, yet another layer of intrigue.
And you never talked to him?
You were too chicken.
I was not.
His grandfather taught him. They played in Florida over break.
Again, foreheads swivel like owls.
Your friends?
We have 4th period together. My stock just went up. This is what Steve Jobs must have felt like the day Apple went public.
You'll introduce us.
You can't go talk to him?
I don't want to look desperate. Introduce us so it looks like he's meeting one of your friends.
Margot flips her hair and the light catches her Tiffany heart tag bracelet. The girls have the same bracelet, except Alyssa.
You haven't called me in 4 years.
We'll meet before class and... Wait, are you gonna ask him?
You're invited?
Alyssa stiffens. Margot glares at Beth, then hugs Alyssa.
Of course she is. Thanks for helping with Paul, friend. Hey, can your mom drive me home?
Yeah, meet in her office.
Beth's mom works in administration. The fucking town crier.
Alyssa stuffs the magazine in her backpack. Shannon leans over.
You look tired.
Guess I just need some caffeine.
Alyssa gets up and walks away, but still within earshot.
Ugh, she's so weird.
Don't be mean.
She was late again. She took a taxi to school.
Cut to a flashback. Interior elementary school classroom day. The classroom is decorated for St. Patrick's Day. Alyssa runs in, disheveled. Ms. Cox offers a sympathetic nod. As Alyssa hurries to her seat, Beth holds a paper clover over her shoulder to Margot. On the clover, she's always late. Horrified, Alyssa slides into her desk. Margot snatches the clover, then turns to Alyssa and forces a smile. Back to present. Interior high school day. Alyssa stands at the vending machines when someone embraces her from behind. It's a lanky sophomore, Adrian.
I always find you over here.
Yeah, I get a Coke after lunch.
Alyssa tries to step around him, but he blocks her.
Come to youth ministry tonight. I'll pick you up in my convertible.
It's January.
I'll keep you warm.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Alyssa scurries away on Adrian, smirking. Interior high school hallway afternoon. The final bell rings and students flood the hall. Alyssa spots Paul carrying his tennis bag.
Shit, now I gotta vouch for Margot. I'm sure Paul thinks she's cute, but frivolous. At our level of intellect, we find most people completely underwhelming. Hey, someone wants an intro. Margot Walker.
Who?
Blonde, was on homecoming court.
Paul shrugs.
He truly doesn't know who she is. Margot would die. She wants to ask you to Magnolia Ball. The girls ask the guys.
Okay, I guess. Who are you taking?
Alyssa fidget.
No, if I'm gonna go, I'll see what my schedule is like, but if I go, there's like this guy that I'll bring. We met last summer. He doesn't live here, but we talk like almost every single day. And I was gonna see him over break, but he had to take care of his sick grandmother. So that's who I'll take if I go.
Paul remains attentive despite this loquacious response.
Cool. See you tomorrow.
Interior exterior school bus afternoon. As the bus pulls away, Alyssa watches kids head to various activities, sports, clubs, band. Uniformed JROTC students practice drills, moving in perfect unison. The bus drives through upscale neighborhoods, a series of sedans, bikes, and bird baths on a loop, hives of activity.
I'm the last stop. I suffer through this gross display of new builds with their finished basements and pools and Labradors.
In Alyssa's neighborhood, the homes are hardly decrepit, but not shiny pennies either. More noticeable is the absence of people. There's no energy, no life. The bus stops at Alyssa's house, the same one from 5th grade. Exterior green home afternoon. Alyssa goes to the mailbox. Next door neighbor Janet holds a baby while a toddler crawls at her feet. She stares at Alyssa with a robotic smile.
Janet's the closest one to my age in this entire neighborhood. Last month, her tuna casserole won best in show or some shit at her church potluck, and now that leaves one thing on her bucket list.
Alyssa pulls out a cream envelope. She rips it open. It's a solicitation for Save the Children or the Whales or whatever. She frowns, reaches in, and pulls out a Bible.
Nice try, Sister Christian. You're going to pass on to the hereafter without finishing the Lord's work.
God bless you, Elisa.
You've lived here for 3 fucking years. You've memorized both testaments, but you still can't pronounce my name? How about thou shalt not be a dumb cunt?
Interior green home afternoon. The site of the spirited birthday celebration is now sterile. Interior green home kitchen, afternoon. The kitchen is virtually untouched. Alyssa grabs a soda from the fridge. On the side, her dad's apron hangs from a hook.
It's still here. A month after the party, Dad dropped dead. And that was the end of Gâteau.
Interior green home, downstairs hallway, afternoon. In the living room, art books, an antique drafting table, the New Yorker. This unremarkable home still manages to be completely pretentious and completely devoid of life. Alyssa grabs an envelope marked grocery money from the bottom of the stairs. On the wall, the family photos are gone. Interior green home, Alyssa's brother's bedroom, afternoon. In her brother's bedroom, his Atari 5200 is covered in dust.
After Dad died, my brother dropped out of college and moved home. He skulked around reading Nietzsche with his headphones on, pretending to listen to Ravi Shankar. But I know it was Van Halen. Get a red hunting hat and call it a day, you fucking prick.
On the bookshelf, The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger.
Now he works on a fishing boat in Alaska. Hasn't been home in years. Good thing we needed the space.
Alyssa places the Bible next to a dozen identical Bibles.
Those neighborhoods have parties and barbecues and trampolines. Nah, who needs it? Some of us are better as a solo act.
On the wall, a Thriller era Michael Jackson poster. Interior green home, Alyssa's bedroom, afternoon. The posters have morphed from juvenile pop to teen cool. The quote has changed to the band Violent Femmes.
I hope you know that this will go down on your permanent record.
The vanity is covered with makeup, magazines, and cassettes. In the closet, several partially wrapped Hanukkah gifts. A teddy bear with a Star of David sweater, books about Israel, a VHS tape of the film Yentl, the Magic 8 Ball.
They get tropical vacations and new jeans. I get this bullshit from my uncle. Everywhere I turn, someone shoves religion down my throat. I hate all of it. I'll pray to my own gods. Thank you very much.
On the bookshelf, autobiographies of comedian Joan Rivers, politician Ann Richards, and publisher Helen Gurley Brown. The Color Purple by Alice Walker. Breakfast at Tiffany's by Truman Capote. And Sweet Valley High, Perfectly Intact. Alyssa crumples the cream envelope and grabs a sketchbook.
Margot's dress will be lame. She's obsessed with labels, then complains when someone wears the same outfit. I'd wear something completely original. But I do that every day, and I don't need a special occasion.
Interior green home, afternoon. Alyssa dozes on the couch despite MTV blaring so loudly that it rattles a stack of VHS tapes. The sketchbook rests on her lap and the algebra book remains unopened. Alyssa's eyes flutter just as INXS's Devil Inside begins. A stylized video featuring rock god Michael Hutchence.
Here come the woman with a look in her eye. Wrist on leather with flesh on the mind. Words, weapons, sharpened knives, makes you wonder how the other half died.
Alyssa pulls the GTEP Media Project instructions from her backpack and writes music video. Interior green home, patio, afternoon. Alyssa exits the house onto an enclosed patio. The furniture is trashed, cushions ripped, and chair legs scratched.
She thought adopting a dog would help, but it had been abused and never stopped barking. I tried training it, but nothing worked.
Alyssa pulls on her jacket.
Every summer, she sends me to visit my dad's family at the lake so she can have a break. I don't know exactly what she needs a break from, but when I got home last summer, the dog was gone. I thought gone meant obedient school. Turns out gone meant dead. So I guess the lesson is when you can't get something under control, just get rid of it.
On a hole in the carpet.
And don't even hide the evidence.
Alyssa exits and heads into the woods behind the house.
I'm trying to tell you something about my life. Maybe give me insight between black and white. And the best thing you ever done for me used to help me take my life less seriously. It's only life after all. Yeah. Well, darkness has a hunger that's insatiable. And lightness has a call that's hard to hear. And I wrap my fear around me like a blanket. I sail my ship of safety till I sank it. I'm crawling on your shore.